What's up, y'all? Welcome to another successful Sundays. It is a rainy Sunday for me, but it's okay because rain is blessing. So welcome, welcome, welcome. And I just want to say that this heat that we are having in my city needs to go. I'm over it. I kind of feel like we're on like our sixth or seventh heat wave, and according to the meteorologist, it's only going to get worse within the next few summers. But also, let me take a second. Let me also understand the fact that winter's gonna hit just now, and I'm gonna be cussing because I'm gonna have to wear a parka. So let me just hush my mouth. But today, we're talking about how to protect your peace when it comes towards family and the closest ones to us. Here's the reason why I came up with this thought process. I was just like driving one day, and I thought about a situation or past situation, to be honest. Like sometimes it's okay to just accept when people don't like you, and it could be the closest people around you, but we just have to act accordingly once we realize that these certain people in our lives do not like us. We have the steps, we have the marks. It's up to us how we make the next step. Now, here's the thing. I understand that it will sting when you kind of feel this feeling or you see the actions over and over again, but it's actually more freeing because you're allowing yourself to be more at peace once you accept it and to move forward. Like you're removing yourself from the confusion, the rejection, the constant disappointment that you continuously feel. Like you're stepping away from that. So today I'm going to be talking about how you can protect your peace when you realize that maybe someone around you, the closest people around you, don't really mess with you the way that they used to or ever at all. And sometimes when you realize it, it could be in the moments of when you start to have a voice for yourself. Let's talk about it. The moment that you start having a voice for yourself and you start creating boundaries, and the moment that you start putting yourself first, it could trigger some people around you. And the reason why is because of the control, the person they thought you once were. It could also trigger um, something within themselves, because majority of the times it's not you, it's something within themselves that's making them feel, well, where you think you're going, right? And oftentimes, and I've talked to a lot of clients about this, and I've noticed a trend. It is like parents. I'm sorry, parents, but it's the facts. It's aunts. I'm an aunt, but it's facts. Um, it could be. It could even be your father, like someone older. It's always someone a bit older, a sibling perhaps, and it's a tricky thing because you look up to these people as young people. We tend to look up to the older individuals in our lives, and then when you start to get bigger and do things, it's sometimes it could feel as if they don't want you to go any further. I saw a video, I think it was about a week ago. A young lady, I think I mentioned this in my last live, but she graduated from nursing school, and I think she became an RN, if I'm right. Her family quickly tried to drag her back down and, in a sense, quote unquote, what they would say, humble her and make her feel that her achievement was inadequate. It didn't mean anything. I have never thought about being a nurse for many reasons. And I know that based off of what I have seen these students and these nurses go through, it is an immense amount of work. So trying to make someone feel less than what they have done is insane to me. And you could be going through a process even of just growing and shifting and pivoting and adapting in your life. And all of a sudden, they're like, what are you doing? Like, come over here. No, 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 no. We're going to make you feel just as less as we feel about ourselves. And it can be so confusing because this is the people that you looked up to. These are people that you've cherished. These are people that you wanted to make them proud. And all of a sudden, they're trying to, in a sense, like humble you. Really weird. So I want to talk about like how to work through the few steps. There's about 5 of them, and these steps have helped me a tremendous amount. So, and also help my clients a tremendous amount. So I understand that this is a trial and error of many times, and they work. So first thing, you want to feel the pattern out. Maybe you're thinking, maybe it's not that big of a deal. That's okay. They don't treat so and so like that. Feel out the pattern. Like, do they uplift you or do they drain you? Something to think about. Do you feel safe around them? And I don't only just mean like physically safe, but do you feel emotionally safe? Does your energy feel safe, to be honest? Like, or do you feel like you can't be yourself and you have to silence yourself just to be around them from time to time? That's a question you got to kind of ask yourself. And a great way to do some of these, as I go through each of them, is to like journal them out, write them out, have the conversation with yourself. Do you feel like you're hyperventilating when you're around them? Do you feel like you got this bubble gut feeling in your stomach when you know you got to be in their presence? How are you overall feeling? Are you dreading it the day before, the moment before? Do you have to, in a sense, self medicate to deal with them? You know what I mean? Or, at the same time, it's also important to have, I would say, like an exit plan. All right, maybe you got to be around them for X amount of time, and then you got to figure out what's your cutoff. Me personally, in general, when I have like a social battery, as some people know, everyone maybe has a social battery, where at a certain point, I'm out. Like I am out. It's funny because my brother will say, "I know when you're ready to go," because he'll look at me across the room and he'll be like, "All right, yeah, she's getting, yeah, I'm getting there. It's time for me to cut." Or if I tell him like, "Hey, yo, like 10 more minutes," if I'm the ride, perhaps, right? So let's get out, because I always have a plan in my brain. Like we're gonna show face, as we say, 30 minutes, 45, and then we out. Then we out. We cut it. Another one is you got to let go of the fantasy. If they are showing you who you are and you're feeling this way and you're dreading being around them, let go of the fantasy that they will change. That is not your responsibility. That is theirs. We fall to who we hope they would be. Maybe we have this thought process that, oh, they'll change. They'll like me for who I am. They'll be okay with the changes that I have made. They'll be okay with the growth that I have done. They'll be okay with, me elevating and me pivoting in my life. If they're not, don't sweat it. That is, again, this has nothing to do with you. This is a them. They got to deal with it on their own and on their own time. Maybe you've hoped that they would shift and pivot and I don't know, be more nicer to you. If they ain't doing it now, don't give them space to continue to treat you poorly. And not maybe like and not who they keep proving themselves to be, because especially if you're noticing around them that they treat other people differently. That is the most upsetting and triggering thing, because it's like, oh, so you actually know how to treat people nicely, but it's just me that you treat like shit. Right? Like that could be the most upsetting and triggering thing, where you're like, you're aware, you know how to do it, but and you know what? It could be so upsetting specifically, and I've said this to everyone, and I'm going to be on this hill as long as when I with this statement, that parents are the most biggest hypocrites on this earth when they become grandparents. Biggest hypocrites. And like I tell everyone this, I'm like, yo, you're gonna get pissed. You're gonna get pissed off. You're gonna get annoyed. Because what do you mean? You actually know what gentle parenting is? Yo, I'm triggered by multiplication. Like, I'm triggered by it. I have a trauma around math, yo. Like, I don't like math at all. What you mean I'm not knowing what 3 times 3 is as a child? Like, I couldn't grasp it because it scared the absolute bejesus. I'm being tested every Sunday. Like, it didn't like it at all. So when the grandkids come around, all of a sudden they just gotta smile. They don't get no multiplications. They don't get those workbooks. Like, but I had to get all that stuff. Like, what you mean you know what gentle parenting is? So that could upset you, right? That could make you feel like, what the please this is going on here. And the next one is, don't internalize the dislike. Don't internalize it. Their behavior says more about them than it ever is about you. Again, how they feel, how they interact with you has nothing to do with you. You trigger them too, but you trigger them by just being yourself, and you trigger them by just elevating. You trigger them by growing. You trigger them by being a better version of you and wanting a better version of you. But you know what the crazy part to that is? They instill that into yourself because, again, if you're looking up to these people who are older in your life, the first thing that you want, you're like, man, I can't wait to be like them. And then you do it and you surpass them, and then they're upset. I will never understand how, ooh, should I say it? Yeah, whatever. I'll never understand how some mothers are in competition with their daughters. The thought process of that makes zero sense to me. Because as daughters, the first person we look up to is our mothers. At least I did. And my mother's never been in competition with me for context. Never once. She wanted every single last one of her kids to surpass her. And we did. We have, and we still continue to do it. And she betted education in our heads. We had to do it. I think all three of us wanted a gap year, and she shut that down so quick, like so quick. Nope, not doing it. And I could she it was like in a very loving, threatening way, and I'm very grateful for it. But I can't speak on behalf of my other two siblings, but I probably could say like we're grateful for it. But I remember she said, "You ain't taking no damn year off. It's not happening. You're gonna go straight into school," and and I mean that by post secondary after high school. But yeah, I've seen this trend of mothers being jealous of their children, specifically their daughters, but not really the sons. But how they treat the sons is differently, and I'm gonna get into that in a second of how this is a part of you protecting your peace. But they treat their daughters poorly because they're, stepping up above them. That is what's supposed to happen. I want my kids to be better than me. And if I have to set the bar as high so that they can reach above me, let's do it. Let's do it. I'm here for that. I want you to be better than me, much better than me. And if I can help you, I'll give two hands, I'll give you my leg, grab on, let's go. We gonna make it work. Now, going back, what happens with the sons is there's an expectation or there's a hatred if, oh gosh, this is whatever, we're on a live. If the father perhaps treated the mother like dookie, they push that onto the son. Especially if the son looks like the dad. It's a wrap. So that's why I want to say, men, I'm not keeping you out of this too. You guys get slack as well. And the fathers who will sometimes do the same thing to their daughters. You're just like your mama. Or you're just like your mom. That's your child. Your child's supposed to elevate above you. Your child's supposed to grow above you. That so if you are finding yourself that sometimes the people around you, the people who are supposed to protect you, are not protecting your peace, or they're not. Remember, it's not their responsibility to protect your peace, but they're not even trying to help you maintain that. We're going, like I said, we're going through the list of the steps that you could take to protect it. So let's go back. Number one, real quick. Feel the pattern out. Okay, feel the pattern out. Do they uplift you, drain you? They will keep you safe, or do you feel like you're silenced often? And you can't be yourself. Number two, let go of the fantasy of what you think they should, how they should act, or what you hope that they will change into, or what behaviors that they will instill. And three, don't internalize their dislike. Don't. Don't even internalize their dislike. So four, here's a very important step. Limit their access to you. If somebody's making you feel like dookie and they're making you feel horrible, and again, you're dreading being around them, you have to self-medicate perhaps, or you're just like, I don't want to do this at all. Start limiting their access to you. Because why would you want to? I want you to think about this. If you're going to an elite club, an elite luxury club, I mean, picture it. Black marble, what do we do? Like gold, this, blah, blah. Like, I mean, you got to be dressed to the nines to get into this club. And you're just handing out access cards to people when they should be just being appreciative. And I ain't saying it in a cocky way, but I'm saying be appreciative to have access to you in the first place. At the same damn time, if they're mistreating said access, revoke the access and limit that. Limit that shit. If they are treating you less than, if they are treating you as if you are, I'm not even sure how to word it, but if they're treating you less than, start limiting the access. We don't have to give access to everybody around us. Hello, we don't got to do it. What was it? Carrie Washington said in Scandal, "It's a privilege to be around me, or it's a privilege to be in my vibe or in my environment." Hell yeah, start treating the access to you like a gate. And if you got to get an armor guard in front of it, I always have like a mental armor guard. Like, like when they used to have like the guards in front of like the castles and stuff like that. I always have like a knight. My knight is ready to swing. Not physically, like I mean like mentally, like, yo, we protected. No, we're protecting your peace. We're protecting your energy. We're protecting your soul. So start limiting the access people have to you. You don't got to give access to everybody. You don't. You can love people from a distance, because loving people from a distance is still love. Hello. And it's healthy when closest becomes sorry, and it's healthy to do so when closest becomes toxic. If it's becoming a toxic feel, it is a healthy to limit said access. Or you could go from they still have their access card, but it's limited. You know what I mean? Or you could revoke. It's totally up to you. But you have to evaluate, going back to number one, feel the pattern. Do they uplift you? Do they drain you? Do you feel safe around them? Or do you feel silenced? Do you feel like you can't be yourself? And I'm going to be putting this in the description so that you can ask yourselves these questions and also take the steps. So number 5, the most important one as well. The last two are the gems, right? I mean, they're all important, but I would say the actual steps comes in 5. Sorry, 4 and 5. The last one is redirect your love towards the right people. This is the time where you start being in the environments and start giving the love to the people who show you love too, who support you wholeheartedly, who love you wholeheartedly, who are open and willing and trying and make an effort. And again, who love you and support you and kind to you and show compassion towards you. Stop trying to be enough for people who don't see your value. Be fully present for the ones who do. Sometimes you will find yourself so consumed with trying to figure out why certain people don't like you, or why they may not fuck with you, or why they may not want to see you win, that you are neglecting and ignoring the people who do. And those are the ones that you need to pour into and love and not neglect and support the most, because they are riding with you at dawn. And you know what I mean by that. They are there for you whenever you need them to be there. And you will do the same for them. Those are the ones that you really need to just pour into the most. And this is not just, remember, this is like the people closest to you, family, friends, whatever. This is a good time to evaluate. We're in August. Today's August 17th. And we have not much time left in 2025. And I want you to take a step back. I want you to think to yourself, where do you want to land on December 31st, 2025? Like, what are some of the things that you want to say, like, I did that? It's a good question to ask, because sometimes we're so focused on goals that we set. I want to do this, this, and this. And we forget about, how do we want to feel? I want to tell you this, and this is going back to this episode. I want to feel at peace. I want to feel joy. I want to feel love. I want to feel supportive. I want to feel authentic. I want to feel confident. I want to feel open. And I feel all those things now on August 17th in 2025. And now all I got to do is maintain it to December 31st, 2025 and onward. So ask yourself, how do I want to really feel? And this is a way, like I said, that asking yourself that question is a great way to evaluate where you are right now and where you want to be. Because many of us are stuck in trying to be performative for many people who don't give a shit about us. And there's no point of us staying in this performative mask role when they don't even care, when we are internally maybe struggling inside or just having some great moments in life. And they're trying to shit on us when we're having those great moments. Okay? So going back 1 through 5 real quick. So how to work through, let's go back. How to protect your peace when people closest to you don't like you. Number 1, feel the pattern. Okay. Don't uplift or drain. Do they uplift or drain you? Do you feel safe or do you feel like you're silenced? Number 2, let go of the fancy. Let go of what you think or how they should be acting. If they wanted to, they would. Okay. Number 3, internalize. Don't internalize the dislikes. Their behavior says more about themselves than about you. Ain't about you, Otis. Not everybody's here to see you, Otis. Sorry, that is a Temptation movie reference. Number 4, limit your access. Start revoking their access to you. Start limiting the access that they may have to you, and start protecting your peace even more, because sometimes, it can feel very toxic in the end, and it kind of doesn't feel like love, right? And finally, be direct love towards the right people. There are probably people in your circle right now who love, support you, care for you, show you all the compassion in the world. But because you're so focused on maybe these people who are not doing that and the complete opposite, it's taking you away from showing them the love and compassion, reciprocating that, because we are all of service to one another. So it's important that we maintain that. So take a deep breath. Give yourself some time and do like a personal audit this week. Um, who who do you keep chasing love after, or validation, or respect? And what if you just stopped doing that and start pouring into yourself and start pouring into those who are actually loving you, supporting you, kind to you, open to you? What if peace started right there, just there? So send this to anybody that you know may want to listen or watch this. And if you hopped on the live, I truly appreciate you. And if you're watching this after the fact, I truly appreciate you. I hope you have a dope and successful week. And you know what? You know what to do. Walk with peace, walk with love.